What you want? Be seeing.
Excellent. The totem I will craft for you is more than a symbol of your status among adventurer. It has abilities beyond that. One use of the totem is as a focus for spells. Those spells are tied to the earth, and as you earn greater and greater wisdom, more of the earth's abilities will be made accessible to you. The trainers will know when you are ready for greater knowledge. But for now, take this earth totem and a scroll to teach you your first ability.
was full. I can't carry anymore. That spell isn't ready yet.
Thrall Hall. Great, you got it. Thanks a lot, adventurer. This is my favorite pick. Now, if my peons ever finish chopping down these trees, maybe we can find a nice cave to mine.
Mogra, you retreat. Well done. Your efforts within the Burning Blade Coven are key in rooting out this cult in the Valley of Trials. But I fear they have further aims in our land. We have not seen the end of them. Your trials against the Burning Blade are finished, here in the valley. But I want you to report your findings. Go to the troll village of Senjin and seek out Master Gadrin. Senjin village is east out of the valley, then right at the fork. Tell Gadrin of the Burning Blade, and that they have reached the Valley of Trials. Discover from him if they have yet reached Senjin. Go, adventurer, and be swift. I fear the evil found in the Burning Blade Coven is but the herald of a larger threat.
The spirits have guided you to me. How may I be of service? Go with honor.
Excuse me, can you help me? I have a load of food here. I walked along the road and braved scorpids and spiders and worse. I brought the food to the valley.
Report comes at a bad time. The Burning Blade is not seen here in Senjin, but their evil has taken seed off the coast, on the Echo Isles. The orcs are friends of the Darkspear trolls. Honorable friends. We want to help the orcs, but we need help too. I hear the voice of my brother Minshina calling to me in my dreams. He was taken by Zalazane, the warlock on the Echo Isles to the east, and he is dead. But death is not freedom for my brother. Minshina's spirit was trapped within his own skull by Zalazane's magics. In my dreams, I see it with other skulls, in a circle of power on the largest Echo Isle. As long as it remains there, my brother's soul is doomed. Please, adventurer, find the circle and retrieve Minshina's skull. Bring it to me. Free him. The witch doctor Zalazane dwells on the Echo Isles to the east. They are the isles we once called home. From there he sends his trolls to the mainland, to hex our people and drag more of them under his sway. He must be stopped. Defeat Zalazane and his minions. Former Darkspear trolls now lost to us. Bring me his head and I will know his reign of evil is over. We at Senjin Village are not without our own troubles, and we thank you for your aid. But the news you bring regarding the Burning Blade could be trouble for everyone. There is an orc stationed at Razor Hill, Orgnal Soulscar, who polices Duratar from evils such as the Burning Blade. Go to Orgnil and tell him of our plight, as well as your news from the Valley of Trials. He will want to know these things. Razor Hill lies to the north. Although my eyes fail me, I still can see clearly enough. More often I must rely on my alchemical skills to aid me in magics that once came easily. But I refuse to take on an apprentice. No troll or orc worthy enough has ever come forward. Are you worthy? Yes, of course you are. Of course you think you are. I need a few things. Will you get them for me? I need intact Makrura eyes and vials of crawler mucus. You can find them on any Makrura or crawler in Duratar. We shall speak again soon. Many of the hides we use come from Duratar tigers. Adventurer, blankets, armor, tents. There are a great many reasons for the beasts. And they can thrive at the same time. The time has come for us to cull the flock. Our numbers our needs are beginning to open. I need more hides in order to prepare suitable goods. Bring me 4 Duratar tiger furs, and I shall reward you. You can find them on the islands south of here. Lower your voice, adventurer. The Kolkar centaurs lie just over the ridge to the west in Kolkar Crag. Last night, while they were raiding, I snuck into their village and discovered that the dirty beasts have a 3-tiered attack planned on the trolls and orcs of Duratar. We mustn't let their invasion come to fruition. Perhaps you can muster the might needed to infiltrate Kolkar Crag and destroy their attack plans. Last I saw, they had divided them up amongst 3 of their leaders.
That steel recharge in. That spade isn't ready yet. I'm out of range. I need a target.
The Horde would surely prevail if the Kolkar centaurs were to attack. But by preventing such an attack, we have spared our mighty warriors unnecessary bloodshed. And as sure as there is sand in the Tanaris desert, we know that there will be blood spilled before these trying times are through. You have served your people well, adventurer.
Airyman. Be good.
Hey guys, welcome to our review of Joker Folie à Deux, right? Folie à Deux. And that's Joker 2 basically, and it was the sequel to the follow-up basically of a $1 billion generating film, The Joker, which I enjoyed. I liked it very much, and I liked Joaquin Phoenix's performance. Was fantastic, very fascinating kind of story where, I don't know, a villain does something villainous and that's it. You know, there's not much. I mean, kind of gets away with a lot of it, or you know, the way the film ends. So I honestly did not expect a sequel. You know, because it seemed like a self-contained story, little side thing. Of course, when something makes $1 billion at the box office, you can bet that at least somebody at WB is like, hey, can you make me another $1 billion, please? Right? And so I was a little worried already about a Joker sequel. Are they going to put Batman in it? What are they going to do? We already have Robert Pattinson and all this other stuff going on at the same time. But I said, all right, we'll embrace it. It's an Elseworld story. As development went along, I heard that Lady Gaga was going to be highly involved. And later on, I learned it was going to be a musical. Now, for those of you who are just joining us here at the Angry Joe Show, I hate musicals. I do not like anything with interpretive dance. I find it very cringy and it makes me upset. So, let's actually start with the boys. What did the boys think of Joker Folie à Deux?
Oh, man, I did not like this. This was not good, and I like musicals, but this...
Yeah, both you like musicals.
Yeah, like you can tell a very good, compelling story with music and everything to drive the plot along, and just make it good. But like honestly, this the whole thing and stuff. Even without it, very much action. The whole chemistry between Harley and Joker felt off. This honestly didn't feel like hey, I'm gonna make an artsy film. I guess he wanted to do something like that, but it was terrible. Yeah, he's like, hey, stop singing. Let's just talk. But like even then, like Joker was not Joker. Like in the beginning, his whole plot was just boring. I was bored. I was bored throughout this whole thing. It sucked. I was like, maybe some of these musical numbers was like, yeah, obviously Lady has a great voice. That's what she does. She's a great singer, but it just didn't belong in this.
Yeah, I agree with you. And I love musicals. I think they can add a sense of like there's like whimsy and levity and brighten things up, or you know, just do interesting things. And this is interesting, but not all things that are interesting are good. And I think this is one of them. I don't think that the background story was very good. I don't think that the music added a whole lot. And there's some great like standards in there. I mean, there's some classic you know, American songs in there that they're just singing, but they're just, it's awkward, and I don't know what he was going for. I don't know if he was forced to do this. So like they make a Joker movie, like yeah, I kind of like this weekend, figure it out what happens, but it doesn't feel like a good amount of time writing this thing out, or at least coming up with an interesting story that I myself would enjoy. I mean,
I don't know who this is for.
I have no idea who this is for. Because, I mean, look, the last one, and I know I got in trouble for the last time, I gave the last one a 7. And I gave it a 7 because, honestly, I felt that he had taken the character and the story from 2 previous Scorsese movies and just kind of touched them up. And they kind of, you know...
Yes? You have something to report? Well then, let's have it.
Kind of
we cannot allow the Burning Blade a foothold in Duratar. We must destroy them before their evil festers. I have undergone my own investigations and found that a Burning Blade warlock, the Goblin Fizzle Darkstorm, has camped within Thunder Ridge to the northwest. There he and his cultist minions spread chaos. Find and defeat Fizzle and bring me his dead claw.
Let's
Led by Admiral Proudmoore, the humans of Kultiris encroached on Durotar, violating the War Chief's pact made with Jaina Proudmoore in order to defeat Archimonde years ago. The human aggression was repelled and Tiragard Keep fell. But recently, the Admiral's reserves, led by Lieutenant Benedict, have retaken the Keep and once again pose a threat to our homeland. These humans show no respect for diplomacy. Prove your honor and travel south to Tiragard Keep to eliminate the human invaders. When we arrived, the Razormane Quillbars possessed much of the land and proved a thorn in our sides. Through our efforts, we have driven out the largest part of their numbers, but still they remain well fortified in some areas. It has gone on long enough, however. For our own protection, we cannot allow the Razormane any hold in our lands. Their camps can be found to the west of here. Look for the brambles, and you will find them. Today we drive them from Durotar tomorrow, perhaps from all of Kalimdor. Ah, this is the food Ukor brought to the Valley of Trials. Did they not need it? Well, I guess they like to starve you heroes in training. Build spirit, they say. Thank you for returning the food. I'll stick it back on the shelves. But here, let me offer you some refreshment first. And don't forget to rest here in the inn. You may be a brave adventurer ready to take on the world, but if your energy is sapped, you won't be doing yourself or the Horde much good.
Yes,
Just not this. There's good artsy-fartsy, and then there's
the
this.
slow burns.
And
That's
slow
the
burns. This is more that, which is more my style. But when you combine it with singing and interpretive dance, I can't. I was like, at first I was like, you know, this is not as bad as, you know, I've been hearing as I'm in it. And I forget the exact moment where I got punched out, but it was just song after song after song, and I was like, I'm into it. I see how it can kind of fit. But as it went on, and as we were continuing to sing, I was like, please stop fucking singing. Like, let's get to the actual drama. Let's get to the actual story. But it never comes. The plot is so paper thin. It feels as if it's a episode in an HBO Joker series with 8 episodes, and this is 1. And if that was the case, then hey, you know, maybe that can work. They're kind of, you know, stringing it along, and, you know, we're doing this, but it seemed to lack purpose. And I guess this is exactly what you get. I mean, it almost felt like Todd Phillips was, they were like, hey, do a sequel. He's like, nah, man, I don't know if I can, you know, I don't know if I do that. It made $1 billion, made a sequel, here's a lot of money.
Bah! I almost forgot I need to get breakfast ready. Adventurer, get yourself moving and get me some tail asher eggs. I'll need at least 3 of them if I'm going to have enough for tomorrow's meal. The blood talon tail lashers can be fierce and protect their eggs to the death more often than not. They sometimes bury their eggs too deep in the earth to uncover safely. But if you head to the Echo Isles to the southeast of Senjin Village, you can usually find them all over those islands.
It's supposed to experiment. So I get from an artist's standpoint that we want to try something different in a sequel. We don't want to just give you the same stuff over and over. So I can pay a little bit of lip service and respect in that angle. And that's what I think this is. But even giving it all of these breaks, so to speak, I still don't think it really
Age
works.
has rendered me useless in battle. Now, I make myself useful in other ways.
Unless
From this vantage point, I watch for invaders. As our strength here grows, I find myself blowing the signal horn less and less. To pass the time, I fashion goods to help younger, more able warriors defend our homeland. For you, I can fashion you a bag for your belongings. If such an item would be of use to you, bring me some canvas, a material common to the humans and centaurs.
This is a film for 10% of that audience. And I'm kind of in the 10%, so I kind of appreciated it. Some parts, and I think it's really the performances from Joaquin Phoenix when he's allowed to do his thing. He's fascinating to watch. I'm fully immersed in this world of Gotham and this alternate Joker thing. I even think Lady Gaga did a little bit better than I thought that she would, but kind of falls apart a little bit towards the end based upon what's written for them and what happens in the 3rd act. So yeah. So I think unfortunately, because I can't come out here and say I liked it more than the first film. Hell no.
No.
I don't even think it's as good as the first film. And so that's what we're left with. And I think Todd Phillips said, hey, this is my last one. I'm done. I'm done with the DC stuff. You know, and it seems like he's fucking done with the DC stuff. You know, avoiding spoilers and everything. I forgot I was gonna come out and say, you wanna, to begin the review, I was gonna say, you wanna know how I got these scars? And then we were gonna go for the rest of the review. For those of you who have seen it, you can probably kind of maybe get what I'm saying. I'll explain it as well.
That's still recharge in.
So that kind of sums up the film. You want to know how I got these scars? And then I'm not gonna do it, but I'm gonna bust out into a song and then just singing some popular older songs. I'm not
Going
doing
to say, go marching in.
interpretation.
Kick along too. You had to make sure you had a kick.
Okay, so mostly the film deals with the aftermath of the first film. Arthur, it even opened, this is one thing I didn't expect, it opened with a cartoon, okay? I liked the cartoon, understood what the cartoon was referencing. It's a split personality, it's Joker trying to run from his shadow, then the shadow basically kind of takes over for the Joker, goes on to the TV, you know, it's soaking up the spotlight, and then when there's consequences for the action, he basically takes back into the Joker outfit and leaves him to be the one that suffers down in the cops. And that's what they're making this case. Well, Joker needs to be let off because
That wasn't him.
it wasn't him. There's Arthur and then there's Joker. I love courtroom dramas. I like anything in the courtroom, so I was like, okay, I'm probably gonna like this. But it's just a little unbelievable, essentially what they allow in the courtroom. Especially, I was like, I'm not gonna allow these things in the courtroom, and then they allow the things in the courtroom. So that's a little bit, but I'm willing to ride with the punches, so as long as, you know, we get to a conclusion. It's just, I see what they're going for, and I see what they're saying, but it is still unsatisfying. It's like, what was the kind of this is the last thing that you should be saying. He did not give the audience what they wanted. They wanted to do what they wanted to do. A Broadway idea and explore it. Only a few people are going to appreciate that. Now, whether that's you and whether you find, hey, I appreciated they did something outside the box. They did this kind of mix of a musical / serious film. Hey, that's it. But I just don't think it works. All the musical bits, I would have preferred them to lean into and to make them actual musical bits, or the real life drama stuff and go that way. Or I would have been okay with cutting about half the songs, and I think it would have worked better. At least for me, would have worked better and made me a little less annoyed. But it still would have had ultimately the same plot, which is wholly unsatisfying and you know, kind of pointless in the end. Alright, so without beating around the bush too much, let's go into spoilers after we give the film the final rating. So let's go ahead and give our final verdicts for Joker Folly Adieu.
For this, the best things I liked are obviously Joaquin Phoenix did a great job, Lady did a good job. With the stuff that presented, but overall, I was hoping Arthur was done in the first one. Like, we go full on Joker on this one, but we get more Arthur, and I honestly don't care for Arthur in this one. And for me, Harley Quinn didn't work for me. Like, I didn't like her character the way it was in her. I know it's not gonna be the original. Yes.
From the cartoon.
And they give like subtle hints, and he's like, "Oh, she does this, and she's not really like this stuff like that." But I just didn't feel the connection between them. They're supposed to be inseparable, or whatever. I just didn't buy it. And like you said, the paper drama, the courtroom drama. Non-existent. I didn't. That was. I was bored in the court scene, and the musical. I was like, oh no, there's too many of them. I was thinking like, Joe's gonna hate this musical. This is young and growing up. Even I don't like it. So I was already punched out, and I was like,
Now
yeah.
you know what I feel like when I watch musicals, Joe.
There's
It just
better
kept
ones.
going and going, and another song, and another song, and I'm like, please shut your mouth. Shut up.
Yeah, I felt like that as well. So, like, honestly, this was not for me. It didn't feel like a Joker movie. It was a musical, so
I can't cast
I
that
didn't have a
yet.
good time.
So it wasn't a good psychological thriller, and it
No.
wasn't a good musical. When you mix it together, I honestly think those elements make them each side worse. If you push it too much, initially it was supporting it, and I was like, I see where you got this idea. This could work.
It could have been, but like, yeah, Todd didn't do a good job with this one. This one honestly just felt like a sequel, and the sequel was I would say it is below average for sure,
hear
but
from-
like
from-
after just thinking about it, like I might have to like I give it a
written
4
by
for
the
now, but I
same
might
person,
yeah,
Scott
a 4,
Silver.
but
It
might drag it down later.
Silver. Both films, okay.
So you went with Joe?
4, but maybe spoilers are
Yeah.
nothing beyond that.
Yeah, I think they kind of rehash a lot of the things they did in the first movie. And Arthur's an interesting character. You know, I think he's based on Pickle, but you know, he's still an interesting character. And I think in the first one it works so well because it's new, and you're trying to see like what he's willing to do. And there are parts of the movie where he's specifically in prison where it's like, hey, this could actually work. I almost wish he had stolen one from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest and done that, where it's like Arthur going to a psych ward and we get to see him only in the psych ward. But then they threw in this courtroom thing, and it did nothing. It is bad courtroom drama. They do interviews. Nothing. Here, they tried to do so many things. I think they did none of them well. So it's like, and I love courtroom dramas. I love musicals. I love character studies. I don't think there's
Psychological.
I don't think any of that works here. And every now and then you see a scene, you're like, oh, that could work. It didn't, because of the way that, you know, who was involved. Everyone acted their asses off. I have no complaints there. Joaquin Phoenix is amazing, and it's always a pleasure watching what he does. The dude is immense. I mean, he weighs, what, 105 pounds? Like, it's crazy what he does. But it's horrible because this is what we're getting from it, and I actually just feel bad because it's like, bro, you put all this work in, and this is the product. This is what's written for you. I think this too is below average. Like, I don't think any of the pieces worked for me. I get what you're going for. I get that you were trying to subvert expectations, but just because you try something new, just because something is interesting, doesn't mean it's good. I think this is when it gets kind of bad interesting. It's not even interesting enough where we're going to be talking about it. Like, what's that movie that you hate, you despise, that you just watched recently?
No, don't fucking talk about that. I'm not even gonna bring it up. Don't you say it's great, Joe. Don't watch it.
No,
It's
no,
fucking
no.
A24 Climax.
Climax.
But that
that's-
sucks. It's far worse. This is a masterpiece.
yeah.
I'd rather watch this 17 times than that.
It's-
But that's what I'm talking about. That elicits an emotional response out of you.
sure. Oh.
This is 3 months. 3 months from now. I don't care. Because this movie doesn't matter. Nothing in this movie matters at all. It doesn't even get that kind of response after you go to the climax. That goes so far. It is John Carpenter's like 17 best movies.
This is dancing. He hates dancing. It's non-stop dancing. I'm surprised.
Not dancing in
Climax?
this one.
Climax.
Exactly. Yeah. Climax.
That's why I'm surprised you even finished
It's a
it.
1 out of 10. Fuck that.
I'm also gonna go with him. Right now, I'm thinking 3 to 4. I'm gonna go with
Yeah.
4. As we talk about it, I reserve the right to drop it to a 3. But right now, I'm thinking 4.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not good. Not good place to be.
I think it's only the artsy fartsy person in me, which is, you know, that likes it a little bit more than you guys. I see what they were going for. They're trying to, you know, push the boundaries of cinema, challenge the audience, do something different. Ultimately, the message. Well, I don't want to spoil anything because it ties directly into the ending. I just don't think a lot of people are gonna like it. Me, myself, I didn't like it in well, but I think it's because the musicals and the interpretive dance and all this stuff that I hate already. But I think there's great performances in it. I see the story, but I just end up thinking, damn, this is a shame. This is a shame. Because this particular Joker was special and interesting and unique and different. And then this is where we go with it. And I said, I get it, but that's certainly a choice. That's a choice. Joker. How true. Make a fucking sequel. And get this, Joe. The first film, $55 million budget, made $1 billion. This film, $190 to $200 million budget. You get what you fucking deserve, WB. Because there's no way this film is going to make $1 billion.
No.
So they're going to lose. I don't know if they're going to lose their ass. They won't make as much money as
Word of your bravery travels fast, adventurer. Tales of your victory at Tiragard Keep will be heralded in Orgrimmar. One of my most observant scouts brings back word that the wreckage of Proudmoore's fleet still remains off the coast of Durotar, just east of Tiragard Keep. It is no secret that the humans, in alliance with those foul little creatures known as gnomes, have an advanced knowledge of mechanics. We must have a complete understanding of all our potential enemies, and our people will benefit from this new knowledge as well. Swim through the wreckage, adventurer, and retrieve for me the tools of the Alliance. This does not bode well at all. You were wise to bring this information to my attention. Humans cannot be trusted. We fought alongside them with a weary heart, knowing they would betray us one day. Admiral Proudmoore's death was not enough to stop his legacy of deceit. The human scum had his plans well laid out before he ever met his demise. His reign won't even die with Benedict, it seems. Who knows how long it will be before the next waves of Proudmoore's men land upon our shores. We need to get these orders to Vol'jin in Orgrimmar immediately. He can be found in Thrall's chamber. Most excellent adventurer. Any good adventurer will surely find a use for this bag on the battlefield. I salute your vigor and willingness to die in the name of the Horde. You look pretty strong. Listen, my good friend Kargal needs some new recruits for Baron's duty. I know you want to do what's right for the Horde. Well, this is your chance. Take this recruitment letter to Kargal and see if he'll sign it.
Because that trailer, man, that trailer made it look like another fucking another 9 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10, because it's like, you know, it's a sequel ultimately. It's real hard to nail sequels to make it better than the original, because it's like, whoa, I've never seen anything like this before. And here, it's like, whoa, I've never seen anything like this before, and I don't want to see it again. I don't want to see this again. I would watch Joker again. Here's the big thing. I should have said this earlier. Joker 1 has this building fucking tension, this fascinating performances, and it builds to a ultimate conclusion that shocks you, that makes you think, that's a huge, satisfying conclusion. Whether you like it or not, it's a satisfying conclusion. This film is flat. There's no other way I can put it. It's flat the whole way through. No tension is building. And then the final climax that happens is like, oh.
What a climax. Oh,
it was.
The spirits have guided you to me. How may I be of service?
It's been some time since you were tested last, adventurer. You've been patient thus far in your studies, but it's time for you to learn about greater powers. It's time you learn real power. The element of fire is yours if you're prepared to pay for it.
Seek out Crenal Fiss in the Barrens. He lives in a small dwelling north of the crossroads, but be mindful if you've reached the blasted Night Elf lands. You've gone way too far.
I didn't buy it. I was like, what's the fucking point? And I don't like this interpretation of Harley.
That's why I was like,
and I'm like, what does this really mean? What are you trying to say here is what I'm trying to get at.
Towards the
because
end,
even
like, kind of
fuck. That's what I want to say, and I'm trying to avoid spoilers.
I know.
I would say other things, but okay. So that's our feelings there, and now we'll go into the spoiler section. So See the film yourself if you feel like, and come back and.
If you're
and watch it
intrigued
with
for
us.
not a good way, we're just telling you now. Just either wait for streaming, but
Yeah, I would watch. It's gonna go to HBO Max sometime pretty soon. I'd watch that.
I don't know. Okay. All right. So. Okay, welcome to the spoiler section. So ultimately, I think
That's still
what I'll take away from the
recharging.
film
That spell
is,
isn't
and when I
ready
say,
yet.
let's go back to what I
Cast
said.
that yet.
You want to know
That
how I got
spell
these
isn't
scars?
ready yet.
And
I
this is
can't
because
cast that yet. That's still
this whole film-
recharging. I can't cast that
the
yet.
dregs of
That spell
society,
isn't
and
ready.
people who
That's
are being
still
crushed under
recharging.
Gotham,
That spell
and
isn't
you're a
ready
criminal
yet.
underground,
That's still
and you're
recharging.
outcasts, whatever. They use Joker, or they want Joker as their hero.
Yeah.
They put him up on a pedestal. And this film deals with Arthur Fleck unable to meet that. Ultimately, I am not the Joker. Ultimately, I had one moment of glory and intrigue, essentially, and glorification of violence and fighting back. But ultimately, I'm still just a fucking coward and, sad, pathetic individual who has been damaged from his upbringing. And there's some fucked up shit that is revealed in terms of what
That's
his
still
mother,
recharging.
thought of him.
That spell
I don't
isn't
think
ready
the original
yet.
film knew
Cast that
mother was
yet.
a piece of
That's
shit.
still
We knew that.
recharging.
Yeah, we knew
But
that
we
she
didn't
chained
know
it.
the reason why she called him happy and why he was doing the laugh and all that. I
Oh.
don't think we got that.
Yeah, they should chain it days at a
yet.
time. And
That's
like,
what I'm talking about. Is that basically she had given him hope through one thing, said something nice to him, right, to keep him going. They took that away from him in this film. How did they do that, Joe? You remember?
was it his mom that told him?
His mom
That's
that he got obsessed with.
Yeah.
What is he? He has the weird fucking laugh. I hate his fucking laugh. And he thinks he's funny, he's not funny. And all because one day when he was small and I was trying to get him to stop crying, I said, you're going to bring joy to the world. You're going to make everybody laugh. It's going to be great. Boy, that'll fuck you up.
It's too far away.
Okay. So does Joker go crazy and embrace his Joker and fucking turn into the Joker and fucking be this villain and hero for everybody?
he's still, when it comes down
He's
to
still
it.
a good guy.
Well, he's a simpleton. He's a low IQ, emotionally damaged person that doesn't have the means to do any of those things. Paul. He's the foil to Paul Blart, not Batman. Well,
We're so far from
yeah. If we're fucking pulling receipts, people were telling us it's like, no, this guy could absolutely be Joker, and I was like, no, in no way is this dude Joker.
First comment.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's like, no, this guy is. He's literally. Because they say
because we tried to say some of this in the first review, and I know Alex got fucking
That's
raked
still
over
recharging.
for it.
I can't.
well, you two for seeing
spell
other
isn't
movies that this
ready
dude
yet.
stole from.
Yeah, and you think that because he stole from other movies, he actually has no talent, and this was...
He's a hack.
He's
No.
a hack, and I just... me personally, I think he went for something, and it failed. And he needed a little help, because it could have worked with
Yeah.
a better third act. So,
And a
what are
second
we
act.
trying to dance around? Ultimately, Arthur gets fucking killed at the end.